What up, though, gang? It's your boy, Spliff, back again. This time I got a review of Death Grips The Money Store for you guys. This is apparently the second album of the punk rap, quote unquote, punk rap act's career, and it came out in 2012. Honestly, I would have never known about this album if I wasn't in the circle of internet hip-hop discourse where Death Grips is kind of brought up a lot, and I never really bothered to listen to their music because I'm kind of a cover art guy, and if your cover art doesn't make me intrigued and want to listen to your album, I'm probably not going to fucking listen to it. Like 9 times out of 10, if your cover art is uninteresting or unintriguing to me, I'm probably not going to listen to the album. But anyway, I did listen to this album, The Money Store. So without further ado, let me share my thoughts with you. So right off the bat, the album had me like, what the fuck is this beat? Because the opening track, Get Got, which is so horrendously fucking earbleed inducing with this weird off-putting fusion of the worst elements of techno and some of the worst vocal inflections in rap history. It's just like, bro, what is this shit? And then it doesn't even get any better when my nigga actually starts to fucking rap. Cause the way this nigga rap, like the flow he uses on the song is so unfucking organized and offbeat. And it sounds like he just wrote some shit down in like 5 minutes before, like on his way to the studio or some shit. All over top of some fucking beat that sounds like the nigga robbed a fucking techno producer. And then, like, it only gets worse with the next song. Literally, The Fever. It's another disjointed, unorganized fucking rap over a beat that makes the song sound like this nigga trying to rap inside of a pinball machine while somebody playing it. And then, like, the theme of the unappealing techno production clashing with, like, elements of industrial, it continues here and into the next song, Lost Boys, which, like, adds out of time chanting of the title words and a vocal sample or appearance, maybe, I'm not sure, from a female vocalist that feels completely out of place. Not to mention when I'm listening without using like the best speakers that I have, like just listening in my headphones, like the mix was fucking terrible. And the production drowns out what little rapping this nigga does, if you can even call it that. The next 2 songs, Blackjack and Hustle Bones, they both keep up that same theme of terrible and fucking unappealing production. This time with ugly as fucking hell midis and some jagged and repulsive ass synths. Hustle Bones even has elements of what I can only really identify as like dubstep, and it features the least creative refrain I've heard in the pre-trap boom rap era of 2012. Hustle bones coming out my mouth. Like, first, what the fuck is a hustle bone, and why the fuck is it in your mouth? Is the hustle bone connected to the finesse bone? These are questions I have. Okay, I've seen footage. Probably the worst beat yet. Like, atrocious guitar riff, distorted synths not doing the production any justice. Honestly, this is the first song where I was just like, you know what? I'm going to just discard this challenge to myself while listening to avoid saying this is literally just noise, because it's literally just noise. The lyrics is so fucking vague, and aside from the bars, what's that? Can't tell, handheld dream shot in hell, there isn't a single bar on this fucking song that even qualifies as quotable or rememberable. And with as repetitive and frankly uninspired as this chorus is, it's hard to understand what would make anybody revisit this song. Like, I don't get it. I don't get the appeal. I'm sorry. The song Double Helix is a case of where the producer was like, damn, could I flip this sample? Versus him deciding whether he should flip the fucking sample. Because God, the production on this song is so close to being the most questionable combination of elements that compose a beat. I don't even understand what they were trying to achieve with the shit. It's weird to me a person would even hear this shit and choose to rap over it. I swear to God, this nigga MC Ride has like the worst beat selecting skills I've ever encountered in hip hop thus far. The song System Blower, that's the closest to a beat and its title being a match thematically. And honestly, the flow that the nigga uses to start the song is reminiscent of like a modern trap flow in a way, but that doesn't even help because his voice and delivery are just so fucking unappealing, it actually hurts the song. The theme of electronic and industrial production continues, but by this time I don't give a fuck and I hate it. And they added video game sounds, or at least video game reminiscent sounds. You know what? Really? I really don't like this song, this beat. The beat, I really hate the beat on this song. It's so terrible. So terrible. Move along. The Cage probably features the worst production on this entire album, with its terribly pitched lead synth and borderline unbearable arrangement of probably the top 6 worst FL Studio plugins it's possible to use. The next song, Punk Weight, ew. Let's move on. Fuck That starts with an intro that sounds like a stormtrooper assassination in the Congo. MC Ride comes in with more unmemorable and almost unintelligible lyrics with the most disjointed flow yet. And that does the song no justice with his highly distorted boom ad-libs behind it. Like, what the fuck? You know, I could go into detail about the last 2 songs, but at this point it's just more of the same, and I would literally be repeating sentiments I've already previously repeated while talking about the rest of the songs on this album. Overall, this album is basically noise and features some of the most disjointed, unimpressive, and unmemorable rapping I've ever heard. The lyrics are so unintelligible at points that any clever bar that may have been there does not hit as hard as it potentially could. The hooks aren't catchy, and the album honestly has nothing that would inspire me to revisit in the future other than to mock it with my friends or my wife. Because while I was listening to this, by the way, my wife was literally like, what the fuck are you listening to? So, you know, also, technically would fall in the genre of what we call, quote unquote, hoe scaring music. This is literally, bro, turn this shit off, you're scaring the hoes. I'm feeling a strong 0 on this, to be honest. I don't know who the album's target audience is and how the fuck y'all let this album sell, but it's definitely not me. Yeah. So with that being said, thank you for watching. Fuck this album.